Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to create a quiz in Canvas using the Studio Arc feature. The purpose of going through this tutorial to set up our Studio Arc video lessons as a quiz has to do with the original setup that Canvas has suggested for your Studio Arc lessons, and that is including them as an assignment. When you include these as an assignment, the students get to the end of the video, they actually get a box that asks them, do you want to go back and rewatch the lesson? Do you want to go back and retake the quiz? So they can retake your quiz when it's in assignment mode as many times as they would like until they get all the questions right. By doing it through a quiz, we will be able to control how many times they're actually able to go back and take the quiz before this locks them out. For the purposes of this tutorial, I have already uploaded my video into Studio Arc. I know that many of you are already recording in Studio, but you can also add previously recorded videos and then add quizzes within the video. To add a quiz within the video, we're going to start by clicking on these three dots, and we are going to choose Create Quiz. We can give our quiz a name. You can add a more detailed description as well if you would like, and choose Get Started. Because I already have my recording, I can just go to the areas of my video where I would like to ask a question. I'm going to show you how to use the Canvas quiz features rather than the Studio Arc features, but we still need to ask a question. So I'm going to click on the plus and choose multiple choice. The question I'm going to ask is, did you answer question 1 below? And that has two choices, yes or no. We're going to leave the default to yes and click Save. This particular question does not really matter, but we did need a stopping point. If I want to go to the next part in the video where I want to ask a question, same thing. This time I'm going to ask, did you answer question 2 below? And because I've copied the question, I'm just going to paste it and change this to a 2. And my answers are yes and no. And I'm going to save. And that is where we are going to stop within Studio Arc. So I'm going to click Done. And you can see this is now turned to a quiz. There's a little quiz symbol there for Canvas. The next thing that I want to do is go to the course where I would like to add my quiz. And I'm going to choose this course to work in today. On my left side menu, I'm going to click on Quizzes. And I have already created the beginning of this quiz, but you can simply just click on the button to add a quiz. This part of the tutorial is simply adding a Canvas quiz. So I have my quiz started. I'm going to click on Edit. And you can give your quiz a name, and that matches what I had in the studio lesson. I'm going to make this a graded quiz. You can adjust your assignment group. I'm going to sync to Skyward, shuffle my answers, and then I'm going to let the students just see which ones they got wrong as they take the quiz. You can choose to show only one question at a time, and if you don't want the students to go back, you can lock those questions after they've answered them, so they get one attempt at this. Then I'm going to go to my questions. Now again, for the sake of the tutorial, I've already added the questions in, but these are the actual quiz questions that I want the students to answer. So this would be the question 1 below from the Studio Arc. And I put my choices here. I select my correct answer. I can choose how many points I want this to be worth. And then I click on Update Question. And I do the same thing with question 2, or if I want to add a question 3 or 4 or so on. So we're going to click on Details. And I'm going to come down here to this blue V. This is our external tools feature. So I'm going to click on the external tools and choose Canvas Arc Studio. And you can see here's the video lesson that I created. And you can still see that it's a quiz, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to do the video quiz embed. And it should tell me this is the name of my video lesson, and then of course the name of the quiz, and I'm going to choose embed. And then what I want to do is come down here and save, or save and publish if you are ready for the students to see it. And so we can see what the students see, I'm going to click on Settings, Student View. You can see that our quiz pops up on their to-do list, so I'm going to click on the quiz. And our instructions basically are our video lesson, so we can click Get Started. But the students are going to want to click on Take the Quiz, and here's our warning that says that once you've answered, you will not be able to change it later because we checked the box that says do not allow students to go back. So I'm going to click Begin. I'm going to click Get Started. And you can see here are the stopping points in our quiz. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. When we reach the stopping point, a message is going to pop up that asks us, did we answer question 1 below? This answer doesn't really matter because we're not going to go back and look for this grade. So I'm going to click yes, but that's my cue to come down here and look for question 1. So I'm going to find the correct answer and choose Next. And I'm going to resume the quiz. And I can pick up right where I left off. When it gets to the second question, we should see the same message. There it is. Did you answer question 2 below? So I can click yes. And I can come down here and answer my question. I can go ahead and click continue here, watch the rest of the video, and submit the quiz. I always recommend having one last question right at the end of the video to make sure they watch it all the way through. Of course, it is possible for students to fast forward just like I did to get to the questions and try to answer them without actually watching the video. There's really not a lot that we can do to stop that from happening other than make the points for each question significant enough that they want to watch the video, and really emphasize with them that they are responsible for the content and that the quiz questions come from the video content. That should get them watching the video lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and submit my quiz. That now locks me in. That's my score. I've got 6 out of 6. And of course, you can find out how much time each student spent watching the video by looking at your moderator site. So if you click into the moderate this site, you can see I'm the test student. I had 1 attempt. I finished in 3 minutes. I have no attempts left, and my score was a 6. If I want to give a student another attempt, I can click on Edit and just change that number to an extra attempt. Early on in this, you will find that students try to finish these quickly and then will send you an email saying that they didn't really pay attention or something happened and things like that. You can decide if you want to let them have another attempt. I am usually pretty open about that because I'd rather they watch the content, but that's entirely up to you. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions or if I can assist you in any way in using your Studio Arc to get valuable data back from your students.